the Breakfast Club, bitches.
Donkey of the day with Charlamagne the God. I don't know why y'all keep letting him get y'all like this.
It's not me, Duval. It's your home state of Florida, okay? Donkey of the day for Wednesday, October 23rd goes to a Florida woman named Jessica Danielle Hardy. Now, what does your Uncle Charla always say about Florida? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida, and today is no exception. I also want to say I think we are all aware of the dangers of the Florida man, but what we don't talk about often, well, I would just say the less talked about, but equally as dangerous Florida woman, okay? Now, the reason we don't talk about the Florida woman too often is because the beauty of Florida is crazy as not regulated to gender. We hear these stories and we all, all we think is Florida and we think crazy, okay? We rarely, if ever, think of race, gender, sexuality. Florida is truly a place where people are judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their crazy. Now, let's cut right to the crazy so we can discuss. Jessica was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon after she hit her boyfriend in the head with a hammer repeatedly. Now, I know you're saying, wow, this is violent, okay? The only person who should be hitting somebody repeatedly with a hammer is Thor. But you got to hear why, okay? It could be a perfectly good reason for her resorting to this random act of violence, but I wouldn't bet on it because this is Florida, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to WKRG CBS 5 for the report, please.
A woman is accused of hitting a man in the head several times with a hammer after an argument over pork chops. Can't make it up. News 5's Cody Long has more from the Escambia County Sheriff's Office.
Deputies here were called to a home Sunday night to find the victim sitting on the front porch, and he said that he had just gotten into an argument with 32-year-old Jessica Hardy, and it was all apparently over pork chops. He says they were both screaming at each other. Then he says she hit him on the left side of his head with a hammer. Then she hit him again in the eye and the lip. Deputies found the man with several injuries, matching what he had told investigators, and there was a witness there who told the same story. Hardy's account of what happened was redacted from the arrest report, but it did show that Hardy said the man pinned her against the kitchen table, but she had no visible injuries, according to the sheriff's office. Hardy is charged with aggravated battery using a deadly weapon, as she is still in the Escambia County Jail with a $5,000 bond.
I love when these professional news voices have to report these nut-ass news stories. Can I just hear the beginning again? Just the beginning of that.
A woman is accused of hitting a man in the head several times with a hammer after an argument over pork chops.
It's like he just knew in that moment, I am so sick and tired of doing goddamn news in Florida. All right? Now, what if this man who got hit in the head with a hammer over pork chops simply decided he didn't want to eat pork anymore? Okay, what if he read Deuteronomy 14:8, which says, the pig is also unclean. Although it has a divided hoof, it does not chew the cud. You are not to eat their meat or touch their carcasses. What if he did some research and realized that eating pork products is bad for you because pork products are loaded with artery clogging, cholesterol, and saturated fat? Okay, what if he did some research and realized that eating pork increases your chances of developing deadly diseases like heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, Alzheimer's, asthma, and impotence? Yes, eating pork causes impotence. Did you know that? Did you know that eating pork can make your penis not get hard? What if that was the argument they were having? What if he read that fun fact that eating lard makes your penis not get hard, and she was screaming on him for not being able to get erect, when the reality is it's her fault because she keeps feeding her king that swine. No pork on my fork, you understand me? Now, I am almost certain that perfectly rational explanation I gave for that Florida woman hitting her man in the head with a hammer didn't happen. You know why? Because it's Florida. And in Florida, there is no logic or any rational explanation for things, because in Florida, crazy simply needs no context. It just is. Please give Jessica Danielle Hardy the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
You are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yee-haw.
All right, thank you for that donkey of the day, Charlamagne.
Yeah, I wonder how many people out there just learned that eating too much pork can cause impotence, but they still out there like, nah, bruh, bacon over boners.
Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.